Rufai bans religious protests in Kaduna. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. Governor Nasser Rufai of Kaduna State government has banned all forms of religious protest in the northwest state. This was disclosed in a statement by the Commissioner of Internal Security, Home Affairs in the state, Samuel Arwan. The Kaduna government decision followed the religious riot that broke out on Saturday in neighboring Sokoto state and also in northwest Nigeria. Hundreds of placard-carrying Muslim youths began a protest in Sokoto on Saturday morning, and they demanded the release of two suspects arrested in connection with the gruesome murder of Deborah Yakubu, a 200-level home economic student of Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto. Deborah was mauled and burned to death on Thursday on the premises for alleged blasphemy of Prophet Muhammad, SAW. The Muslim protested in Sokoto on Saturday clashed with security operatives who fired shots to disperse the surging demonstrators. Also, Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State imposed a curfew on the people of the state amid rising tension. Following Tambuwal's directive, El-Rufai banned religious protests in Kaduna, saying some unpatriotic elements plan to organize a series of for and against protests related to the unfolding event in Sokoto. This statement was titled KDSJ Security Update, Saturday, 14th May 2022. It read, the Kaduna State government, in consultation with security agencies under the umbrella of the Kaduna State Security Council, has placed a ban on protests related to religious activity throughout the state with immediate effect. The prohibition becomes imperative in view of moves of some unpatriotic elements to organize series of for and against protests related to a security development in one of the northern Nigerian states. Governor Nasser Rufai, who has been briefed on the development, has charged security agencies to ensure strict enforcement of this ban against any form of religious protest in the state. The governor also charged religious leaders, community leaders, and traditional rulers throughout the state to complement the efforts of the government and security agencies towards the maintenance of peace and security and stability. Security agencies have thus resolved that any attempt by individuals or groups to disrupt peace and stability of a state by the way of religious protests will not be condoned. Such protests will be promptly halted and conveners prosecuted. Citizens are implored to remain calm as they go about their lawful pursuits and to immediately report any activity or security concern to the Kaduna State Security Operations Room. Kaduna State is trying the possible best not to come in between. He's not coming out to say this is right and wrong. He's coming out to say if you do any protest for or against. Sincerely, no, I like it so that before people will not begin. If you know you're starting anything, you know they have caused problem. You understand me? Because he's trying his best to make sure there is no breakdown of law and order in the state. It is wrong for El-Rufai to term this as religious protest. It is just his fellows that are doing and destroying people's property to the extent of burning down sacred places of worship as a Catholic church that he wants to be called to order. When El-Rufai spoke blasphemy against Christ, hell was not let loose. Today, the reverse is the case. This union called Nigeria is really questionable. Did Islam teach anyone who blasphemed the prophet should be killed? During this time, Prophet Muhammad was insulted and bullied, but he never insulted back. He never fought back. Rather, he was patient and calm with them. This act is not Islamic. It is pure wickedness. Tell me, is there a single verse in the Quran that says anyone who disrespects Prophet Muhammad should be killed? Is there any verse that said or mentioned it? Just know that the biggest enemy of Islam is the ignorant Muslim, whose ignorance lead him to intolerance, whose action destroyed the good image of Islam, and when the people look at him, they think that Islam is what it is. I'm not a Muslim, but I do read Quran. Mialafia told us they are planning the jihad by 2022, and it has started. They're also in the east, remember, the unknown gunmen that threaten churches in the east. They are the same people from the north. You need to connect the dots. You don't need rocket science to know what's behind the violence you see in the east. The same El-Rufai that blamed Jesus while criticizing Goodluck Jonathan. Sincerely, I don't understand what is going on anymore. Banning the religious protest is a good one, so it does not instigate mob killing, burning of houses, and property. The fact remains that the students who burned that girl to death are known. This speaks bad of Nigeria. It showed that we have two governments within the country, a different government for the north and a different one for the south. A mob does not consist of two people. A mob burns that Christian girl to death, and this mob is known. They should not hide under their lies of being a mob. They are students with NIN and BVN, and they are traceable. The right thing to do is to detain them, charge them to court, and sentence them, as this sets an example so that a group of people next time will not set a human being ablaze over religious issues. We must have our red line that any Jupiter who crosses must face full jungle justice, since government always take this religious blasphemy so lightly. I've said it before. There are people who they're not meant to be in the same place with us. They're supposed to be staying on their own, so that when they practice the extremist religion and they end up killing all of themselves and go extinct, it's not going to be a problem at all. God gives us sun, moon, rain, oxygen, and sunlight to both religious and irreligious people without discriminating. Do you think God is impotent to fight the blasphemous if he really wants to? Understand God before worshipping him. This is common in a society that is being driven by extreme poverty, extremism, and illiteracy. The killers of Deborah are not different from Boko Haram fighters because they share the same sentiment. A society that encourages extremism is perfectly built for terrorism. Anyone who thinks that his or religious views is superior to the laws of a land is a potential terrorist. Well-educated and well-informed youths do not have time for this, and these are the products of extreme poverty and chronic illiteracy. This contraction called Nigeria is a deceit.